Hey warriors, the sun rises. Another day begins. And before you check your phone, before you let the world tell you who to be, you have a choice, a single moment where your mind is still yours, where possibility lives in silence, where the person you want to become waits for you to speak. Words are not just sounds that disappear into air. They are seeds planted in the soil of your consciousness. They are architects that build the house you live in. They are the compass that points your life in one direction or another. The ancient Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled the world yet mastered himself first, wrote in his Meditations, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." He knew that the battle for a meaningful life is won or lost in the theater of the mind, in those first quiet moments when you decide what voice gets to speak. Most people wake up and immediately surrender. They reach for their phones and let fear speak through news headlines. They let comparison speak through social media. They let worry speak through their mental replay of yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's uncertainties. They give away their morning, which means they give away their day, which means they give away their life. But you are here because something in you refuses to accept that anymore. What if the words you speak to yourself in the morning are not just words? What if they are the foundation upon which your entire day is built? What if rewiring your mind is not about complicated techniques or years of therapy, but about 5 simple words spoken with intention, with belief, with the understanding that you are talking to the most important person you will ever know, yourself? Science backs this up. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself, shows us that our thoughts create neural pathways. Repeat a thought enough times, and it becomes a highway in your brain. Your mind literally reshapes itself based on what you feed it. The words you speak in the morning are the first meal your consciousness consumes. Make it nourishing. Make it powerful. Make it count. Today I am giving you 5 words, not phrases, not paragraphs, just 5 words that carry the weight of Stoic wisdom and the power to transform how you see yourself, your challenges, and your potential. These are not magic spells. They will not work if you say them once and forget them. But if you commit to speaking them every morning, if you let them sink into your bones, they will change you. They will rewire the mental patterns that have kept you stuck. They will build a version of you that is stronger, calmer, more purposeful. The Stoics were not philosophers who hid in ivory towers. They were men and women who faced real battles, real loss, real suffering. Epictetus was a slave who became one of history's greatest teachers. Seneca advised emperors while facing exile and death. Marcus Aurelius led armies while writing about inner peace. They found strength not by avoiding life's hardships, but by changing how they spoke to themselves about those hardships. They mastered the internal dialogue, and so can you. Your mind is listening. Right now, it is waiting for instructions. It is ready to be rewired, reprogrammed, redirected. The question is, what will you tell it? Will you repeat the same tired stories of limitation, the same fears disguised as realism, the same excuses dressed up as wisdom? Or will you speak to yourself like someone who deserves greatness, like someone who is capable of growth, like someone who understands that the morning is sacred territory? Before we go deeper, if this message is resonating with you, if you feel that pull toward change, hit that like button. Drop a comment below and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to this channel because we are building something here, a community of people who refuse to settle for a mediocre inner life. And do not skip any part of this video. Every word matters. Stay with me until the end. Let's begin the rewiring. Drop this in the comments if it resonates. My words create my reality. Number 1. I choose my response. Life will hit you. That is not a possibility, it is a guarantee. The question is never whether hardship will come. The question is, who gets to decide what it means? Every morning when you say, I choose my response, you are claiming sovereignty over the one thing no one can take from you. Not your circumstances, not your emotions in the immediate sense, but your response. The space between what happens to you and what you do about it. Viktor Frankl, who survived the Nazi concentration camps, discovered this truth in humanity's darkest hour. He wrote, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Think about what this means. Your phone buzzes with a message that changes your plans for the week. Your body aches from an old injury flaring up again. You see someone you care about making choices that hurt them. A dream you have been working toward hits an unexpected wall. In each of these moments, there is a split second where you stand at a crossroads. One path leads to automatic reaction, the path most people take. They collapse into helplessness. They let frustration consume their entire day. They build stories about why life is unfair. But when you wake up and say, I choose my response, you are training yourself to take the other path. The path of conscious decision. You are reminding yourself that you are not a leaf blown by every wind. You are not a puppet dancing on strings controlled by external events. You are a human being with agency, with choice, with power. This is pure Stoicism. Epictetus taught that we do not control what happens to us, but we absolutely control how we respond. He said there are things within our power and things outside our power. What is within your power? Your judgments, your intentions, your responses. What is outside your power? Almost everything else. The weather, other people's decisions, the past, the future. When you waste energy trying to control what you cannot control, you become weak. When you focus all your energy on what you can control, your response, you become unstoppable. Let me be practical. You wake up tomorrow morning. Before you check your phone, before you start running through your mental list of problems, you speak to yourself. I choose my response. You say it slowly. You say it with conviction. You are programming your mind for the day ahead. You are establishing your identity as someone who is not reactive but responsive. Someone who is not controlled but in control. Then life tests you. You receive news that a financial situation is more complicated than you thought. Your initial impulse is panic, maybe even despair. But because you started your day with those 4 words, there is a pause. A brief moment where you remember, I choose my response. You can still feel concerned. That is human. But you do not spiral. You do not catastrophize. You assess the situation calmly. You make a plan. You respond instead of react. Someone you trusted deeply lets you down in a way you never expected. The old you would have carried that betrayal like a stone in your chest for months. But you have rewired your mind. I choose my response. You decide to feel the hurt without letting it define your worth. You decide whether to have a conversation or to create distance. Either way, you are choosing. You are not being chosen for. You are the author, not the character being written. This is not about suppressing emotions. This is not about pretending everything is fine when it is not. This is about recognizing that between what happens and what you do next, there is power. Your power. The power to pause, the power to breathe, the power to ask yourself, who do I want to be in this moment? What response serves my growth, my peace, my values? The rewiring happens through repetition. Your brain has spent years, maybe decades, building automatic pathways that lead straight from trigger to reaction. You cannot erase those pathways overnight. but you can build new ones, stronger ones. Every time you say, "I choose my response in the morning," you are laying down new neural tracks. Every time you actually pause and choose during the day, you are reinforcing those tracks. Over time, choosing becomes your default. Response becomes your nature. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire but faced conspiracies, betrayals, plagues, and wars. He could have responded with tyranny, with cruelty, with despair. Instead, he chose wisdom. He chose patience. He chose to see obstacles as opportunities to practice virtue. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Say it every morning, "I choose my response." Feel the weight of those words. Feel the freedom in them. You are not helpless. You are not a victim. You are someone who chooses. If this speaks to you, comment, "I am the author of my reactions." Number 2. Growth lives here. Pain is not your enemy. Discomfort is not a sign that something has gone wrong. The moment you feel stretched beyond what feels safe, beyond what feels familiar, that is not the universe punishing you. That is growth knocking on your door. When you wake up and say, "Growth lives here," you are making a declaration. You are telling your mind that this day, this moment, this challenge in front of you is not a problem to avoid. It is soil where something new can take root. The Stoics called this amor fati, the love of fate, not just accepting what happens, but embracing it as necessary for who you are becoming. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." He understood that we do not grow in comfort. We grow in the friction between who we are and who we are trying to become. Most people spend their lives running from discomfort. They stay in situations that drain them because leaving feels too hard. They avoid difficult conversations because confrontation feels too scary. They keep their dreams small because reaching for something bigger means risking failure. They have convinced themselves that comfort equals happiness, but comfort is where dreams go to die. Comfort is where potential gets buried under the weight of maybe someday. When you say, "Growth lives here" every morning, you are rewiring your relationship with discomfort. You are training your brain to see challenge differently. That anxiety you feel before trying something new, that is not weakness. That is your old self making room for your new self. That frustration you feel when progress is slow, that is not failure. That is depth being added to your character. That exhaustion you feel after pushing yourself, that is not breaking down. That is breaking through. Here is what this looks like in real life. You sit down to learn a skill you have been putting off for years. Maybe it is a language. Maybe it is an instrument. Maybe it is a craft you have always admired from a distance. The first attempts are clumsy. Your fingers do not move the way you want them to. Your mind cannot hold all the information at once. Every instinct tells you to quit, to go back to things you are already good at, to protect your ego from this humbling experience. But you started your morning with growth lives here. So you pause, you breathe, you recognize this feeling. This is not failure. This is the feeling of neural pathways forming. This is your brain literally changing shape to accommodate new knowledge. You stay with it. Not because it feels good, but because you have trained yourself to see discomfort as a sign you are on the right path. Or maybe the discomfort is emotional. A relationship in your life needs a boundary you have never set before. Your heart races at the thought of the conversation. Your mind offers you 1,000 reasons to stay silent, to keep peace, to avoid rocking the boat. The fear feels overwhelming because you are about to do something your nervous system has been programmed to avoid. Prioritize your needs when it might disappoint someone else. Growth lives here. Right here in this fear. Right here in this moment where you are choosing yourself, even though it is terrifying. The old neural pathways are screaming at you to retreat, but you are building new ones, stronger ones, ones that understand that loving yourself sometimes means making others uncomfortable, that respecting yourself sometimes means other people will not understand, that growing sometimes means outgrowing. Epictetus was born into slavery. He could have spent his life in bitterness, cursing his fate, wishing for different circumstances. Instead, he found freedom in the one place no chains could reach, his mind. He grew in those conditions, not despite them, but through them. He later taught, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." His entire philosophy was born from finding growth in the harshest soil. This is not about toxic positivity. This is not about pretending hardship is a gift. Some things that happen to us are genuinely terrible. Grief is real, loss is real, injustice is real. But even in those dark valleys, even when growth feels like the last thing on your mind, the truth remains. You can either let suffering diminish you, or you can let it deepen you. You can emerge bitter, or you can emerge better. Not because suffering is good, but because you have the power to decide what you do with it. Say it every morning. Growth lives here. Say it when things feel easy and when things feel impossible. Say it when you are excited and when you are exhausted. You are teaching your mind to see every moment as an opportunity. You are building a version of yourself that does not shrink from challenge. You are becoming someone who understands that the best things in life live on the other side of what scares you most. Comment below if you're ready. I welcome the discomfort of becoming. Number 3. Today matters most. Yesterday is a ghost. Tomorrow is a promise no one can guarantee. But today? Today is breathing. Today is here. Today is the only canvas where you can actually paint. When you wake up and say, "Today matters most," you are pulling your consciousness out of two prisons that trap most people: regret about the past and anxiety about the future. You are anchoring yourself in the only moment that truly exists. The Stoics were obsessed with this truth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." Not because the past does not matter or the future is not important, but because this present moment is the only place where your power lives. Think about how much mental energy you waste. You replay conversations from last month, wishing you had said something different. You relive mistakes from years ago, punishing yourself for choices you cannot change. Or you project yourself into next week, next year, creating elaborate disaster scenarios in your mind. You rehearse arguments that may never happen. You worry about outcomes you cannot predict. Meanwhile, today slips through your fingers like water. The one day you actually have control over becomes a blur because you were too busy living everywhere except now. This is not just philosophy, this is survival. When you split your attention between past regrets and future fears, you are operating at half capacity in the present. You miss opportunities because your mind is somewhere else. You damage relationships because you are not fully present with the people in front of you. You make poor decisions because you are reacting to ghosts instead of responding to reality. When you say, "Today matters most" every morning, you are training your mind to come home. Home to this breath, home to this moment, home to the only time and place where you can actually build the life you want. You are not ignoring the past. You are choosing not to live there. You are not denying the future. You are choosing not to be paralyzed by it. Here is what this looks like in practice. You wake up with your mind already racing ahead to everything that needs to happen this week. Appointments, deadlines, obligations stacking up like a mountain you need to climb. The weight of it all presses down on your chest before your feet even touch the floor. Anxiety floods in because your brain is trying to solve 5 days' worth of problems at once. But you have trained yourself. Today matters most. You speak those words and feel your awareness shift. Yes, those things exist. But right now, in this moment, what actually needs your attention? Making your bed, drinking water, moving your body, maybe reaching out to someone you care about. The future will arrive one present moment at a time. You do not need to carry all of it right now. You only need to show up fully for today. Or maybe your prison is the past. You are haunted by a version of yourself that made different choices. You carry shame about who you used to be. You cannot forgive yourself for opportunities you missed or people you hurt. That weight follows you everywhere, coloring every new experience with the stain of old regrets. You want to move forward, but you keep looking backward. Today matters most. Those 3 words become your permission to release what you cannot change. Not because the past does not matter, but because drowning in it does not honor anyone, especially not yourself. The person you were did the best they could with the awareness they had. The person you are now has learned from those experiences. Today is where you get to apply those lessons. Today is where redemption lives, not in rewriting yesterday, but in writing today differently. Seneca spent years in exile, stripped of his position, separated from everything familiar. He could have spent every moment bitter about what was taken from him or terrified about what might come next. Instead, he wrote some of his most profound work during that time. He understood that each day was a complete life in miniature. He wrote, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." Each morning was a rebirth. Each night was a completion. He squeezed meaning from the present moment because it was all he truly had. This rewiring changes everything. When you stop mortgaging your present happiness for future achievements, you actually become more effective. When you stop bleeding energy into unchangeable past, you have more strength for today's challenges. You become someone who is here, fully here, present in conversations, alive in experiences, engaged with what is rather than haunted by what was or paralyzed by what might be. Say it every morning. Today matters most. Let those words pull you into now. Let them remind you that this day, this unrepeatable collection of hours, is your real life. Not someday, not back then. Today, right here, right now. This is where you build everything that matters. Let me see this in the comments. I am fully alive in this moment. Number 4. I am enough. You have been carrying a lie for so long that it feels like truth. The lie that says you need to be more before you deserve peace, that you need to achieve more before you can rest, that you need to fix yourself before you are worthy of love. That lie has stolen years from you. It ends now. When you wake up and say, I am enough, you are not claiming perfection. You are claiming wholeness. You are declaring that your value is not contingent on your productivity. Your worth is not measured by how many people approve of you. Your humanity is not something you need to earn. The Stoics understood this at the deepest level. Epictetus taught that our true nature, our capacity for reason and virtue, is already complete within us. He said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." You already possess what matters most. You just forgot to look. The world has trained you to feel insufficient. Every advertisement whispers that you are incomplete without their product. Every social media scroll suggests that other people have figured out something you are missing. Every comparison tells you that you are falling behind. The treadmill never stops. Achieve this goal, then the next one, then the next one. Make this amount of money, then double it. Reach this level of success, then climb higher. The finish line keeps moving because the game is rigged. You were never meant to arrive. You were meant to keep chasing. But what if you stepped off the treadmill? What if you stood still for a moment and asked yourself, who decided that I was not enough? Where did this measuring stick come from? When did I agree to let external achievements determine my internal worth? The answer will probably shake you. You never consciously agreed to it. It was programmed into you so gradually, so consistently, that you accepted it as reality. When you say, I am enough every morning, you are deprogramming. You are reminding yourself of a truth that existed before the world taught you to doubt it. You came into this world enough. No baby questions their worthiness. No child thinks they need to accomplish something before they deserve to take up space. That knowing, that fundamental sense of belonging, it is still inside you. Buried under years of conditioning, but still there, still true, still waiting for you to remember. Here is what changes when you embrace this. You stop performing for approval. You stop twisting yourself into shapes that please others while betraying yourself. You make decisions based on what aligns with your values, instead of what will impress people who do not really know you. You say no without guilt. You say yes without needing permission. You exist without apology. Someone questions your choices. In the past, their doubt would have sent you into a spiral of self-questioning. You would have spent hours, maybe days, defending yourself internally, trying to prove to a phantom jury that you made the right call, seeking validation from people who are fighting their own battles with enoughness. But you have rewired your mind. I am enough. Their opinion is just that, an opinion. It does not define your reality. It does not determine your worth. You can consider their perspective without being destroyed by their disagreement. Or maybe the voice of not enough comes from inside. You look in the mirror and see every flaw magnified. You review your life and see only what is missing, never what is present. You compare your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20 and feel like a failure. The inner critic is relentless, picking apart everything you do, everything you are. It sounds like protection, but it is actually poison. I am enough. When you say those words, you are not silencing the inner critic permanently. You are choosing not to let it have the final word. You are acknowledging the voice without obeying it. You are saying, I hear you, but I do not serve you anymore. Your worthiness is not up for debate. Your enoughness is not determined by your thoughts about yourself on your worst days. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the known world, still struggled with this. He wrote reminders to himself about his own insignificance in the grand scope of the universe, not to diminish himself, but to free himself from the pressure of needing to be more than human. He knew that accepting his limitations was not weakness, it was wisdom. He wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Everything you need to be whole is already inside you." Say it every morning, I am enough. Say it even when, especially when, you do not believe it yet. You are not trying to convince yourself of a fantasy. You are reminding yourself of a fact that the world made you forget. You are complete. You are whole. You are enough. Share this affirmation below. My worth is not negotiable. Number 5. I release control. Your hands are tired from gripping so tightly. Your mind is exhausted from trying to orchestrate outcomes you were never meant to control. You have been fighting a battle you cannot win, trying to force life to follow a script only you can see. And the cost? Peace. Presence. The ability to breathe without anxiety tightening around your chest. When you wake up and say, I release control, you are not surrendering to chaos. You are surrendering to reality. You are acknowledging a truth that the Stoics built their entire philosophy around, There is what you control, and there is everything else. And everything else is almost everything. Epictetus drew a clear line. He taught, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This is not passivity. This is power, real power. The power that comes from knowing where your influence ends and acceptance must begin. Think about what you have been trying to control, other people's opinions of you, how quickly your dreams manifest, whether people you love make the choices you think they should make, the timeline of your healing, the behavior of strangers, the outcome of situations where you have done everything you can. You cannot control any of it, but you have spent so much energy trying, energy that could have gone toward what you actually can influence, your effort, your attitude, your growth, your responses. The illusion of control is seductive. It makes you feel safe. If you can just plan perfectly, anticipate every variable, manage every detail, then nothing bad will happen. But life does not work that way. The tighter you grip, the more life slips through your fingers. The more you try to micromanage outcomes, the more suffering you create for yourself. Because control is a myth, and chasing myths is exhausting. When you say, "I release control" every morning, you are practicing one of the most difficult and most liberating skills a human can learn. You are training yourself to distinguish between influence and control. You can influence many things. You can show up with intention. You can do your best. You can communicate clearly. You can set boundaries. You can make plans. But after that, after you have done what is yours to do, you have to let go. You have to trust. Not trust that everything will work out the way you want. Trust that you will be okay, regardless of how it works out. Here is what this looks like when it is real. You care deeply about someone who is making choices that hurt them. You have said what you needed to say. You have offered support. You have shown up in every way you know how. But they are still on a path you cannot walk for them. Every instinct in you wants to save them, to control their decisions, to force them into the life you can see they deserve. But you cannot. And the grief of that powerlessness sits heavy in your chest. I release control. You say those words and something shifts, not in their life, but in yours. You can still love them. You can still be available, but you stop carrying responsibility for choices that are not yours to make. You stop letting their journey steal your peace. You recognize that everyone, including people you love, has their own path, their own lessons, their own timing. Your job is not to control their story. Your job is to live yours with integrity. Or maybe what you are trying to control is time itself. You have a vision for where you should be by now, a checklist of milestones you were supposed to have reached. But life had different plans, detours you did not choose, delays that made no sense, doors that closed when you were certain they would open. And now you are angry at time, at the universe, at yourself, for not being where you thought you would be. I release control. The timeline is not yours to dictate. You can work hard, you can stay committed, but you cannot force readiness before its season. You cannot rush what is still forming. Seneca wrote during his own period of forced waiting, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Your job is the preparation. The opportunity's timing, that is not in your hands. And accepting that does not mean giving up. It means showing up fully for today while releasing your grip on tomorrow. Marcus Aurelius led armies but could not control the outcome of every battle. He governed an empire but could not prevent plague, betrayal, or death. He learned to focus on what was his character, his decisions, his responses. He wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you cannot control." He found freedom not by controlling everything, but by releasing what was never his to control. Say it every morning, I release control. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw unclench. You are not giving up. You are giving over. You are trusting life enough to stop fighting it. You are becoming someone who influences what they can and accepts what they cannot. And in that acceptance, you will find a peace you have been searching for in all the wrong places. Type this if you feel it. I trust the process beyond my control. 5 words, 5 mornings, 5 keys to unlock a mind that has been holding itself prisoner. I choose my response. Growth lives here. Today matters most. I am enough. I release control. These are not just words. They are the foundation of a new internal architecture. They are the language of someone who has decided that their inner world matters more than their outer circumstances. They are the voice of a person who understands that rewiring the mind is not a luxury. It is survival. The Stoics did not develop these principles in times of ease. They forged them in exile, in slavery, in war, in grief, in the messy reality of being human, when being human is hard. They left us a roadmap, not because they had all the answers, but because they asked the same questions you are asking now. How do I find peace in chaos? How do I grow through pain? How do I live fully in a world I cannot control? You rewire your mind one morning at a time, one word at a time, one choice at a time. There will be days when you forget, days when old patterns pull you back. That is not failure. That is being human. You do not need perfection. You need commitment. You need to wake up and speak to yourself like someone who deserves a beautiful internal life. Because you do. These 5 words are waiting for you every morning. They will not force themselves on you. They will not work unless you do. But if you show up, if you speak them with intention, if you let them guide how you move through your day, they will change you, not overnight, but undeniably. Your mind is listening. What will you tell it tomorrow? If this resonated with you, hit that like button. Drop your favorite affirmation in the comments. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe, because we are just getting started. Your transformation matters. Your growth matters. You matter. Leave your commitment below. I am the architect of my mind.